everybody. Hi there. It is Jen Pierce here, back for another edition of Foodie Friday, Halloween edition. Do you like my hat? Thanks so much for joining me today. If you are new to this, let me introduce myself. So I am Jen Pierce, better known as the Cocoa Queen, because I am absolutely obsessed with everything chocolate and cocoa. And thank goodness for me, a couple years ago, I found this company called the Cocoa Exchange that is just as obsessed as I am. Literally all of their products contain either chocolate or cocoa. It's fantastic. And I come to you every Friday afternoon to share another recipe using these amazing products. And in spirit of Halloween, since it's not far away, I wanted to come to you today to show you how to make chocolate mousse graveyard. Sorry, trying to fix my camera there. Chocolate mousse graveyard. You guys, these are super cute. You're going to love them. And I have a tip for a super easy way to make cookies that I'm going to show you along with this. So say hi if you are joining me, comment replay if you are watching the replay. All right, I'm going to start off making some of our Dove Signature sea salt almond cookies. And we're going to make that really simply in the mixer here. Pull that into the screen. So I've got 1 stick of room temperature butter, except it wasn't really room temperature, it was really refrigerator temperature. So I stuck it in the microwave for a few seconds, and now it's room temperature butter. Yay! Just being real with ya. And we are gonna add 2 cups of our sea salted dark chocolate almond cookie mix. Just following the recipe on the back of the bag. And you'll see these are going to be our little tombstones for our mousse graveyard. It's going to be really fun. All right, so I'm just going to mix the butter and the cookie mix together there. Who's that? Is that Amy? Hi, Amy. Thanks for joining. Are you excited for Halloween? Everybody tell me what you're going to be for Halloween, or what are the kids going to be? So we're mixing that together, and then we're going to add a beaten egg. So I'm going to reuse this. So I've got my egg here. I'm going to beat that while we're mixing the cookie together. And feel free to share this post, of course. If you think your friends would enjoy making some Halloween yummy recipes, then you're always welcome to share this. All right, just beating up the egg there to go into the mixture when that gets finished. Come on. Let's see there. You shared, thank you. Thanks for sharing. So, while we are working on that is taking a while, I want to remind you guys about our pumpkin caramel grams. So remember, these are only available for the month of October. So if you haven't ordered yours yet, make sure you want to do that. It's only $15 for a box, pumpkin caramel grams. So it is pumpkin flavored caramel over top of a graham cracker, and then they cover the whole thing in milk chocolate with a little bit of pumpkin spices on top. So to really bring out that pumpkin spice that we all love. All right, let me see here. So we're trying to get the butter incorporated, and if you can see that lump there, that means it's not incorporating. Maybe I should have left it in the microwave for a few more seconds. Oh, come on. Come on now, butter. This is live. You can't be messing up now. It's live. So it's supposed to be like coarse cornmeal when you get your butter mixed in there. And we're going to call this close enough. And then we're going to add the 1 beaten egg. Again, the recipes are on the back of the bag, super simple. Preheat the oven to 350 and add beaten egg and continue until dough is fully formed. So we'll give that just a second. And then my cookie tip for you for super easy cookies is, so normally you would take this and your dough, you would roll it into 1-inch balls, right? You would stick it on your cookie sheet and bake it. But instead, we're gonna make one big cookie. One big cookie. Let me know if you've ever done this before. So I didn't realize you could just do this with the same cookie recipe. So I'm super excited because I've always loved cookie cakes. It is my favorite. For my birthday, I don't like a regular cake. I want a cookie cake. So I'm really excited to make this cookie cake. And cross your fingers for me because I've never done this before. So I'm really hoping it works. All right, trying to clear out some space for myself. I will also let you know that all of these ingredients that I'm using today come in the Decadent dessert set. So if you are interested in making this for yourself, because I am doing my live on it, I will be giving free shipping to anybody that wants to get the Decadent dessert set, which is already, I think, 10 or 15% off on if you would buy everything separately. And you get a super scrumptious recipe book with it. Okay, so this might, all right, I'm gonna use my fingers. That's what fingers are for, right? So we just wanna spread it out in our pan. And I was gonna say it looks easier than it is, but if you're actually watching me, it probably looks about as difficult as it is. No, it's going really easy with my fingers here. It just was not working with the spoon. So, all right, so you just want to try to get this evened out on the pan. And depending on how particular you are, is how even you want it to be. For this recipe, we're gonna cut out shapes, so you don't necessarily have to have it evenly square. But of course, if you were doing a cookie cake and then you were gonna ice it or something, you would probably want it square for that. So, just depends on what you're doing. But you do want the thickness to be pretty much even. So if you see any thick spots, you wanna push that down. Okay, and if you see any thin spots, you want to bunch them up. All right, so I think we are about good there. How's it look? And I've put, this is parchment paper. If you're not familiar with it, it is your baker's best friend. All right, so I'm gonna stick this in the oven at 350 for about 15 to 17 minutes. So I'm gonna set my timer there. And meanwhile, we are going to make some chocolate mousse. So, put the cookies aside. So this is our Dove's Signature Dark Chocolate Mousse set. And we are gonna make only one batch of it today. The box makes 4 batches, so plenty for this recipe and many, many more. And again, I'm just gonna follow the instructions on the back. So I'm taking 3/4 cup of heavy cream and I'm going to beat it. I don't usually recommend beating things. It's not nice. But in this case, it's going to be very nice. So we're gonna beat it on high until we get soft peaks. And I will show you what that looks like in just a moment. So we'll get that going, and while we've got that going, so in a minute we'll be adding in our little packet of mousse mix into our heavy cream that will actually make our mousse. And then to make it, oh, we're gonna add that now. Never mind. See, that's why you always read the directions twice, because sometimes you forget. All right, so I'm just adding this little packet of the mousse mix into the heavy cream, and we are whipping it on high until we get soft peaks. And while we're doing that, it also comes with some of our Chef Select Series dark chocolate bars. So we're gonna melt those up so that we can add them to our mousse and make it really chocolatey. There we go. There's that good snap of good dark chocolate. If you've had good dark chocolate, you know the snap. All right, so I'm gonna throw this in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And then we will mix it to make sure that it doesn't burn. You always want to watch it when you're microwaving your chocolate so you make sure it doesn't burn. Microwave's a great way to melt your chocolate, but you just have to do it in small increments and continuing to stir along the way. And when it's almost melted, don't stick it back in, just keep stirring, and the residual heat from the melted parts and from the bowl will help to melt the rest of the chocolate. All right. Yeah, so we are not melted at all yet, as I expected, but I always like to keep an eye on it. So I'm going to do another 30 seconds. I know, this recipe has a lot more steps than most of the recipes that I do, but you're going to see it's going to turn out super, super cute. So we are just about there with our mousse, with this part of it, so I'll show you. Yum, 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 yum. And this is a little bit of hard peaks. Soft peaks would be, it would kind of drip. It would have a point, but it would drip by itself without me shaking too hard. The hard peaks are where it's gonna stand up by itself, and is it going to drip? So we're kind of got medium peaks going on right now, but that's okay. You'll find that this is a very forgiving recipe. A friend of mine, she actually made the mousse mix, and she had her oven on, and she was using her mixer right over her oven. So her cream was starting to curdle as she was making her mousse, and it still turned out delicious. So you'll find this is a really forgiving recipe, as all of ours are with the Cocoa Exchange. I don't know what our amazing chefs do, but all of these products are created by our 3 professionally trained chefs at the Cocoa Exchange, and those guys just work miracles. They sprinkle some pixie dust in the products or something like that, because it really turns out fantastic. And everything always seems like when I think I've messed it up, it still tastes good, even if it doesn't always look pretty. But oftentimes it looks pretty too. All right, so we're getting there with the chocolate. Melting, melting. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds because it's not quite there yet. More seconds. All right, you guys tell me, what are you doing for Halloween? Are you handing out candy? Are you getting together with the family? Are you gonna go trick-or-treating with the kids? Let me know in the comments what you're doing for Halloween. I'd love to hear about it. It's a really fun holiday, I think, as long as you don't get too, I don't know, stressed out about it. But I think it's a really fun holiday. A friend of mine always throws a Halloween party, so I have to pick a costume. So I think it's like next week is her party. So I've got to pick a costume quick. Okay, can you guys see that? So I see one little chunk in there. So I'm just gonna stir, 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 and let the residual heat melt that little chunk. And I think we've got it. So I'm gonna add it to my mousse, so that we definitely have some rich dark chocolate mousse. Now the mousse packet itself, I believe, has a little bit of cocoa in it. So it is technically already a chocolate mousse, but we want a rich chocolate mousse. So this is just gonna mix it all up in there well. and we're mixing, and we're mixing, and we're mixing, and we're mixing. So we get it all incorporated. Oh, come on. What happened? Okay. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's a significant color difference. So now we definitely have a darker mousse, a more chocolatey mousse. So if we were to go by the recipe exactly, then we would take this and stick it in the refrigerator for about half an hour or so to help it set up. But since we're live, we're gonna skip that step and go straight to putting it in our bowl. So I'm just gonna take some of our mousse and put it in the bowl here. And kind of flatten it out because this is our dirt, this is the ground that our graveyard will sit on. I'm all chocolatey. It's okay to lick your fingers when you're just making it for yourself. All right, and then I'm gonna take some of our dark chocolate covered nibs. Are you guys familiar with nibs? I got 8 minutes till the cookie comes out, so I gotta talk about something. So nibs are actually the purest form of the cocoa bean. If you like dark chocolate, these are like super dark and super healthy for you because they're just the processed roasted cocoa bean broken up into pieces, but they haven't added any extra sugar or milk or any of that stuff. So they're super healthy, but very bitter. So to make them a little tastier, we coat them in dark chocolate so that they're a bit tastier, but still healthy for you. So what I'm gonna do is just sprinkle a good bit of nibs on top here. And you'll see this is gonna really give us the look of like dirt and gravel and really help it to look like graveyard area. And it's gonna bring in a little crunch to our mousse, which is going to taste delicious. See? Yay. Okay, let's see how our cookies are looking. Okay. See how our cookies are looking. Definitely not done. So I'm gonna improvise. This is a tortilla chip. This is not a cookie. But because I'm on live TV, I'm going to show you what the cookie will look like, and then I will take a picture and post it when the cookies come out and I make it for real. But you can take a cookie cutter or just a knife and kind of cut out a ovalish shape to look like, what's it called? The graves, the grave marker, the marker? What's it called? Tombstone. There it is. There it is. So you want to just cut it out in the shape of a tombstone, and then you're just super simple gonna put it down in your mousse with dirt. And if you want to get really creative, you can take a little bit of your dark chocolate with a toothpick. You can take your dark chocolate with a toothpick and you can write on it the RIP. If you're more skilled than I am. I recommend writing on it while it's laying down and not how I'm doing right now. Okay, but you guys are gonna get the idea. That way you don't have to sit on here and listen to me chit chat for 8 minutes till the cookies are done. See? Isn't that gonna look adorable with the cookie? It looks pretty decent right now with a tortilla chip. All right, so that is our chocolate mousse graveyard. And like I said, I will post a picture when the cookies come out so that you can see the final thing. But I know it is going to be delicious with the cookie, probably not with the tortilla chip. And Like I said, all of these things are in the Decadent Dessert set, except the nibs, I think they're separate. But if you want to get it, just comment dessert set below and I will shoot you out an invoice with free shipping. And you know what? If you want to add the nibs, I'll throw them in for half price, which would be a really good deal. So, cheers everybody, happy Halloween, and thanks so much for joining me for this edition of Foodie Friday with the Cocoa Queen. Have a great weekend. Bye.